Hello and welcome again to Table Talk. This is a weekly video and reflection guide so that you can gather around the dinner table or small group table in order to continue to learn and grow from our Sunday morning messages. I'm Mike Holly, one of the pastors here at Asbury United Methodist Church. We are now in the season of Lent, and as a church family, we're reading through the Gospel of Mark together. Our scripture reading for the third Sunday in Lent is from the 5th chapter of Mark's Gospel, verses 1 through 20. I invite you to hear these words from the scripture. They came to the other side of the lake, to the country of the Gerasenes. And when he had stepped out of the boat, immediately a man out of the tombs with an unclean spirit met him. He lived among the tombs, and no one could restrain him any more, even with a chain. For he had been restrained with shackles and chains, but the chains he wrenched apart, and the shackles he broke in pieces, and no one had the strength to subdue him. Night and day among the tombs and on the mountain, he was always howling and bruising himself with stones. When he saw Jesus from a distance, he ran and bowed down before him, and he shouted at the top of his voice, "What have you to do with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? I adjure you by God, do not torment me." For he had said to him, "Come out of the man, you unclean spirit." Then Jesus asked him, "What is your name?" He replied, "My name is Legion, for we are many." He begged him earnestly not to send them out of the country. Now there was a hillside, and a great herd of swine was feeding there. And the unclean spirits begged him, "Send us into the swine, let us enter them." So he gave them permission. And the unclean spirits came out and entered the swine. And the herd, numbering about 2,000, rushed down the steep bank into the lake and were drowned in the lake. The swineherds ran off and told it in the city and in the country. Then people came to see what it was that had happened. They came to Jesus and saw the demoniac sitting there, clothed and in his right mind, the very man who had the legion, and they were afraid. Those who had seen what had happened to the demoniac and to the swine reported it. Then they began to beg Jesus to leave their neighborhood. And as he was getting into the boat, the man who had been possessed by the demons begged him that he might be with him. But Jesus refused and said to him, "Go home to your friends and tell them how much the Lord has done for you and what mercy he has shown you." And he went away and began to proclaim in the Decapolis how much Jesus had done for him, and everyone was amazed. As you read through the early chapters of Mark's Gospel, it becomes clear that Jesus is exactly who Mark said he is. He heals people from various diseases, and he calms a storm with just a few words. Today's story demonstrates that Jesus is the Son of the Most High God, who can even command demons and force them out of the very man that they are tormenting. What is shocking about this particular man is how his life has been ruined by this demonic possession. Mark tells us that he is not even safe to be around. The people in the community have tried to shackle him, but he breaks the chains. He has moved out of town and lives in the dark tombs nearby, where he howls at night and harms himself with stones. When Jesus arrives on the shore, this man immediately comes and bows before Jesus, but it's the demons, named Legion, that speak. They know who Jesus is and know that he has absolute authority. So they beg not to be sent to another region and suggest that they may be allowed to enter into the large herd of pigs nearby. Full of compassion for the man, Jesus commands the demons out of him. And when they are gone, his life is restored. Mark tells us that he sits next to Jesus and is calm, in his right mind. The terror from before has been replaced by peace. The people from the town hear about the pigs and the radical change in the formerly demon-possessed man, and they are so afraid that they actually beg Jesus to leave and never come back. This story of demonic possession is a difficult read for more modern readers, but the end result of the radical healing is truly remarkable. We are just left stunned by the actions of the people in the community. Why do you think that the people in the town were so afraid of Jesus and his divine abilities and powers? Why was their fear of Jesus greater than their rejoicing over the man that was healed and freed from torment? Take some time to consider these questions and remember to click on the link below to download a Table Talk Reflection Study Guide with questions and other resources for your conversations as you faithfully worship, serve, and grow.